What is up? What is up? What is up? Awesome people of the internet. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. What is today? Happy Wednesday, everybody. This is another awesome day. And what better way than to finish off a day than talking about women's basketball, guys. So that is what we're going to talk about today. Guys, we do have quite a bit to get into. We're going to first start off talking about my way too early NCAA predictions for next season. We're also going to talk about the fact that I've seen a lot of articles. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos. I've seen a lot of people talking about Kate Martin and saying Kate Martin has made the final cut for the Las Vegas Aces. That is incorrect. That is misinformation. We're going to clear that up and talk about that as well. We're also going to talk about the fact that we have Candace Parker, who got a new job title today. We're going to talk about her and what she is doing at Adidas. And we're going to finish off talking about charter flights. So charter flights are a thing. They are officially happening in the WNBA, and lots of people are excited about it. So I'm gonna let you all know everything you all need to know about charter flights. And then at the end, we're just gonna wrap up talking about whatever you all want to talk about. And I'm gonna sort of tease a awesome thing that I will officially announce on Friday. All right, so that is sort of the lineup of what we're going to talk about today. So I hope you all are in. I hope you all are in to talk about all that stuff. So I just want to say hello as you all are joining. Please listen to Kyra and hit that like button. Hit that like button on your way in. Thank you so much, Kyra. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, Michael, aka Repeat Tour. Happy Hump Day. Yes, happy Hump Day. Belinda, what's up? What's up? What's up? I hope y'all are doing well. TG with the soda. What a fancy name. I love that name. That's an awesome name. Hope you are doing well. RC has changed his name again. Oh my goodness, RC. Oh my goodness, RC. You always changing your name. Always. RC says, I have a, I would say hold off on that. Hold off on that. Yep. All right. And I'll sort of explain. I'll explain when we get to it, but yeah, hold off on that. Don't send it in the next, couple of minutes. Okay. Because I still think she has a really good chance of making it, but she hasn't made it yet, and I'll explain that, okay? So, again, thank you all so much for joining. I kind of gave the general synopsis of what we're talking about, so we are about to get into it, okay? What's up, JB? Hope you are doing well. Kyra says, first news on Patreon. Yes. The Patreon folks are going to get this news first, all right? Yes. CAC says you should still be celebrating the Chicago Sky win, and they doubled up. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. I did, guys. If you don't know, I did actually make a separate channel specifically for the Chicago Sky. So I yesterday's live stream of me just sort of like fangirling out about the Chicago Sky and that game. Guys, I won't be doing that on this channel anymore. This channel is primary. This channel is really for commentary. This channel is for sort of researched level information. And as you all know, I am a fan of the Chicago Sky. I'm a huge fan of the Chicago Sky. They are the only team that I actually root for. And I don't want this channel to turn into a Chicago Sky channel. I don't. I want this channel to be for everybody, regardless of what team you like. And so I am a fan of the Chicago Sky. I will talk about the Chicago Sky a lot. And so what I'm going to do is when I'm talking about like specific Sky stuff that's like the fan version of Quita, that is going to be on the other channel, okay? But if it's sort of like analysis Quita, level-headed commentary Quita, that's going to be on this channel, even if it's about the Chicago Sky. But fan version of Quita is going to be on the other channel, okay? That's the goal is kind of keep it separate, because I don't want this channel turning into a Chicago Sky love fest. I don't. I want people who can't stand the Chicago Sky to love this channel and rock out with this channel, okay? Because this is sort of the level-headed, like, I'm not a reporter, but this is sort of like that type of lane with this channel. But the fan channel, go over there and check that out, guys. The channel, I'm gonna put a link to it here, and so if you all want Sky coverage, if you all want a lot of like Sky specific stuff, I would love for you all to subscribe to Talking Sky with Quita and Mom. That is the place that I would like you all to follow. So that's where me and my mom will go live. So all in the future, when me and my for the future, my mom is going to be on the other channel. Okay. She's going to be on the other channel because my mom primarily talks about the Chicago Sky. So hopefully that makes sense. And I hope you all are going to rock with me there. Yeah. So what's up, Carmela? I hope you are having a fantastic day. Repeats or AKA Michael, thank you so much for the super chat. Says you see, Kate Martin, thought in Patreon. I didn't see it yet. I didn't see it. But when we get to that, when we get to the Kate Martin section, I will go over to Patreon and we can talk about whatever it is you put there, Michael. But I appreciate the super chat though. Appreciate you. JB says, "Oh, we got Mama Quita." Yeah. All right. So yeah, if y'all can subscribe there, if y'all want Chicago Sky specific stuff. Now that channel is only Chicago Sky, and that's like a fan version of Chicago Sky. Yes, there will be analysis on that channel as well, but it will be slightly less rational because because I am a huge fan. All right. But yeah, we're gonna get to all the other topics later. Again, guys, the rundown. We're gonna quickly. I'm gonna just quickly go through the rundown so you all know. So here's the deal, guys. We're gonna first start off with me sort of talking about my way too early picks for next season. All right, way too early picks for next season in terms of the NCAA. Who I think is going to go 1 through 5 for the NCAA next season. So who's going to be the best teams in women's college basketball next season? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the fact that I have seen a lot. I've seen articles. I have seen YouTube videos. I've seen social media posts. I have seen a whole lot about Kate Martin making the Las Vegas Aces team. Technically, she has not made the final roster just yet. I'm going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about the fact that the WNBA has charter flights, and that's a thing. What that means and going forward for the WNBA. We're going to talk about Candace Parker and how she just got a fancy new title with Adidas. And we're going to talk about other stuff as you all want to talk about it. Okay. So lots of stuff to get into. So I hope you all are ready to go. Please hit that like button. That would be absolutely fantastic for the channel. That would really help more people find the stream. And yeah. So as we get into this, guys, as we get into the picks for my picks for women's college basketball next season, please put your picks in the chat. That would be absolutely fantastic. So we can all just sort of see where everybody where everybody lands. All right. So let's get into it. All right. So the NCAA tournament ended. We know who the champion was for the season. It was South Carolina and Dawn Staley. And we've seen lots of players into the transfer portal. We've seen players choose to go different places. We have seen, incoming freshmen finally make a decision about where they're going to go. And all of that has just sort of been swirling in my head, like the different transfers, the incoming freshmen. And I've been thinking about who is actually going to be the top dogs next season. Who's going to be the top dogs? And after thinking about that, I was like, you know what? I think we need to make a segment about it, because I want to sort of put on record my way too early predictions about next season. And guys, this is like specifically of what we know right now. Of course, injuries may come. We don't know that stuff. So so keep that in mind as we sort of talk through it. Okay. All right. So here are my way too early predictions for next season. I have the top dog for, again, is going to be South Carolina, of course. I mean, yes. Next up, I do have Notre Dame. And guys, we are going to specifically talk team by team, but I just want to walk you through my top 5 for next season. All right, so first up is South Carolina. Second, I do have Notre Dame. Third is going to be USC, so Southern California. Fourth, I have Yukon. And fifth, I have Texas. Okay, so that is my top 5 for next season. Now, guys, in the comments, please let me know what your top 5s are. And guys, if y'all can do me a huge favor and hit that like button on y'all way in, that would be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Vic, for letting the folks know. All right. So yeah, that is my top 5. Now, I do have, facts and thoughts and whatnot to just sort of back up my my predictions, because I'm not blindly just saying who I want to select as the top 5. There are reasons to who I'm selecting and why, and we're gonna go over it. We're gonna go team by team. What's happening? Okay, so I hope you all are ready for that, because guys, yeah, I know we are in WNBA season, and that's fantastic. We're gonna get to some WNBA talk, but first, let's talk about this top 5 that I have, and let's get into it. Okay, all right, let's get into it. Oh, actually, before we do, I'm liking some of y'all putting out y'all top 5s. Robert says South Carolina, Southern Cal, Yukon, Texas, and UCLA. All right. Charlotte says, ain't no reason you ain't got LSU. I'm gonna talk about it. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it. Let's see. CAC says, Southern California, number 1. South Carolina, number 2. Yukon, UCLA, and Notre Dame. All right. Wow says Yukon, LSU at number 2. Okay. South Carolina and USC. Okay. All right. Interesting. Michael says South Carolina, USC, Yukon, Texas, and 5 doesn't matter. Okay. All right. JB says it's hard to give a prediction right now since it's so early, but I do think we'll have a new champ, just not 100% who it will be. Yeah. I mean, it is very early. But personally, I like, doing predictions based off of the facts that we know, and then seeing how the chips may fall, right? And seeing who's right and who's wrong at the end of the day. Okay. All right. So let's first start with the number one team. And yeah. All right, let's talk about the number one team. The number one team, in my opinion, is South Carolina. Am I saying that they will win the championship again by putting them at number one? No, I am saying number one is in terms of like overall number one. Basically, at the end of the season, like who's going to be the overall number one for the country, and that's, in my opinion, going to be South Carolina. And if you're wondering why, I mean, I would just say Exhibit A is this season. how South Carolina went completely undefeated, and they were pretty much dominant in most of their games. So that's Exhibit A. Exhibit B is the fact that you come into next season with some ballers. You have Joyce Edwards, who is one of the best incoming freshmen in the country coming in. You have Adele Tack, who joined South Carolina early last season. She was going to be an incoming freshman for this upcoming year, but she decided to join early. And she had part of a season to just sort of get her legs under her, like understand exactly how the college game happens. And just sort of like from a mentality standpoint, get sort of a leg up on other sort of incoming freshmen coming in next season. So to me, number one, Exhibit A is the fact that South Carolina was so good this year, and they were so dominant, and the fact that they only lost, you have Camila Cardozo, who entered the WNBA draft. She's gone, So 6'7" is off your team next year. But you do have 6'5" Adele Tack, who's going to be there, You will have the fantastic jumper that is and I should also say the dunking jumper, which is Ashlyn Watkins. Ashlyn Watkins can jump out the gym, and standing at 6'3" only. But again, you're losing a fantastic player in Camila Cardozo, but the players that South Carolina already had and the players that they're adding in, Adele Tack technically isn't being added in, but she's going to play next season. So basically the bigs for South Carolina are going to be a problem. They were a problem this year. I think they're going to be a problem next year. And I think this is, to me, what is going to make South Carolina the number one team in the country, because their guards are already good. Tahina Pow, Raven Johnson. You have Bree Hall, Tessa Johnson, who is going to probably get a lot more minutes next season than she did this season. There's so much talent on this South Carolina team from a guard perspective. And yes, they did lose, something from the post perspective, but I think they're gonna gain it back and be absolutely fine next season. Will they completely go undefeated? I'm not totally sure, but I do think at the end of the day, when we get to the end of the season, this team will be the overall number one team in the country. All right. Michael, thank you so much for the super chat. Michael says, did you see that Adele Tack is now listed as a center, not a power forward anymore? Don already giving hints for next year. Yeah. Adele Tack is listed as a center. Yeah. And you're absolutely right, Michael. And I think that Adele Tack, it's very much possible that Adele could be like the starting center for South Carolina. Like I think the fact that Adele came to South Carolina early, I think that says something. I think that says quite a bit, and I think that Dawn Staley, it's possible that we might see her starting as a incoming freshman. Yes, absolutely. Adele came to South Carolina to help rehab because she did suffer a knee injury that kept her out last season for her high school, right? So she went to South Carolina early. But to me, it wasn't just. I really don't think it was just about her rehabbing with South Carolina. I also think it was her just sort of learning everything early and getting mentally ready to be in that position next season. It's possible. I think that she starts. It's also possible that we see. I think somebody just put in the chat. Yeah, I think it's possible that we will see, Chloe and Ashlyn Watkins starting together. I think the possibilities really are endless for South Carolina, and that's what's going to make them the number one team. That's what makes them the number one team, in my opinion. LSU Tiger 2, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Says, what's up, Quita? What's up, LSU Tiger 2? A long time no see. How about them Chicago Sky? Top 5 is South Carolina, USC, LSU. No problem with that, LSU Tiger 2. I know you got a rap for your team. Yukon and Texas. All right, so thank you so much, LSU Tiger 2, for that super chat. Yeah, I am very, very happy about my Chicago Sky. Very happy about it. Your top 5, LSU is going to be a good team next year. I have a hard time believing they're going to be top 3. I'm going to talk more about it in a sec, but I don't think they're going to be top 3. They're going to be very good, absolutely, but top 3 by the end of the season, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure about that. All right, let's see. Is there any more South Carolina talk? Charlotte says Tessa so nice and definitely doesn't look like the baller she is. She doesn't. She really doesn't. She really doesn't. Tessa Johnson can ball, but I guarantee you, like, I really do feel like if you were to, have Tessa Johnson walk in a room and you ask some random person who knows nothing about women's basketball, you ask them, do you think she could play basketball? They probably will say no. I feel like a lot of people will probably say no, but that girl, she's a straight up baller. Straight up baller, Tessa Johnson. And also, she's very media savvy. Like, have y'all seen the videos that she's made for South Carolina? I think WNBA is her future. But if she don't want to do that, she got a fabulous career in marketing, advertising, all that good stuff. All right. So let's continue on. So I talked about my way too early number 1 pick in South Carolina. Let's move over to where is it? Let's move over to my number 2 pick next season, which is going to be Notre Dame. So I've seen other people sort of talk about their picks for next season, and I haven't seen. I could have missed it, but I really haven't seen anybody put Notre Dame as their number 2. And I truly believe that Notre Dame is going to be the number 2 team in the country next season. And part of the reason why, so exhibit A of that is this photo. Look at this photo. Look at that photo. We have 2 straight up ballers on this photo. You have Hannah Hidalgo, who has been absolutely outstanding this year. A phenomenal freshman, a beast in just about every single metric. So you have that. And you have the talent that she brings every single day. And then you have Olivia Miles, one of the best guards in the country before she got hurt. And I think the pairing of those two are going to be phenomenal. Okay, so first of all, that's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna tell you. If you asking why Notre Dame? Well, because of Hannah Hidalgo and Olivia Miles. If you forgot, and some people are new to the game of women's basketball, new to the college game, and you may have kind of forgot about Olivia Miles. Well, she can play. She was out this entire past season because she was injured, but before that, she'd averaged 14.3 points a game as in her third year in college. So right now she's going to be in her 5th year with Notre Dame, though technically her first season she only played 6 games. So, take that for what you will. But anyway, in 2022-2023, Olivia Miles averaged 14.3 points a game. She is a player that can drive to the basket a lot. She is a player that also can play some defense, and do some stuff on that front as well. And having the 1-2 punch of a slasher and a driver in Olivia Miles with a slasher and a driver that is Hannah Hidalgo and a shooter that is Hannah. I think it's going to be tough sledding with those two. But the thing about Notre Dame is not just those 2 players. I'm not saying that they're going to be top 2 just because of Olivia Miles returning to the basketball court and Hannah Hidalgo continuing her phenomenal play from last season. That's not why I'm saying that this team is going to be as good as I believe they will be next season. It's also because of the fantastic players that they have coming in. Guys, Kate Koval is going to Notre Dame. Kate Koval is one of the best players in the country. As an incoming player, she's a 6'5" center. She has decided to go to Notre Dame, and do I expect her to get a ton of minutes as a freshman? No. But I do think that she is going to be a great player to come off the bench and give them a lot of minutes because she is pretty tall, right? So that is something that she brings in there as well. Also, a thing that the Fighting Irish should sort of also have in mind is the fact that they also bring in not just a fantastic freshman in Kate Koval, but you also bring in Latu King, I always forget, feel like I'm pronouncing her name wrong. But anyway, Latu King was phenomenal. She played at Pitt, and has decided to transfer and go to Notre Dame. Before transferring, she averaged 18.8 points a game, 10.4 rebounds a game. She had 18 double-doubles last season. That's who Notre Dame is bringing in. Not only that, fun fact is Latu King was the only player in the country who averaged at least 18.8 points a game, 10.4 rebounds a game, and 1.9 steals a game. Like, how they come up with these like combinations of stats, it's kind of fun. But she is fantastic. So you have a incoming center coming in as a freshman. You have Latu King coming in as a power forward. But again, guys, it's not just that. Those are not the only players who are coming in for this squad. You also have Liza Carlin, who kind of just confirmed that she was going to South Bend. So guys, Liza is also another player who was pretty phenomenal. She played at Marquette. Her coach left Marquette and she entered the transfer portal, and now she is taking her talents to South Bend. Last season for Marquette, Liza Carlin averaged 17.7 points a game. She also averaged 7.9 rebounds a game. So I'm just saying they got some good players coming in the door for Notre Dame. Also, a thing to notice about is that Liza can hit those threes. She can hit some threes, and that's gonna be something else to worry about for a team that's playing Notre Dame. So I'm just saying. All right. So again, you have those players coming in to the squad, but you also return Sonia Citron, Maddie Westbeld, Hannah Hidalgo. You keep some fantastic players as well. So I really do think that this is going to be a good team. This is going to be a very, very good team come next year. So y'all better watch out. Y'all better watch out, because they're coming. I mean, they're coming. So Sonia Citron, Hannah Hidalgo, Maddie Westbeld, Olivia Miles, Kate Koval, like lots of fantastic players that will be balling for Notre Dame next year, and that is why I have them as my number 2. I know a lot of people don't have them as their number 2, but I have them as mine because I think they're going to be something special next year. I think they're going to be something special, and I can't wait to see it. I think that that Notre Dame has great players. Now it's just sort of gelling that all together and seeing what happens. But I think when it all shakes out, they're gonna have a good team. KJ says, listening in South Bend, go Irish. Let's see. Any commentary about Notre Dame? CF20 says both are Jersey natives. Yep. And Olivia and Hannah. Notre Dame has been my team for decades. Very exciting. Remember when they won the SEC tournament without Miles and this new set of players. Now, guys, let's continue to talk about what's going on in the world of Notre Dame. Any other talk about? I'm trying to scan the. I'm just trying to scan the chat. Moni says, "I'm glad Quita sees the vision for Notre Dame." Yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna be a good team. I think people are sleeping on them. I really do. I think they're gonna be a good team. LSU Tiger 2 says Notre Dame is actually going to be really good. Vegas has them as a top 5 team. Oh, cool. I mean, I don't actually look at Vegas stuff. So so yeah, I mean that's cool. Where does Vegas have Notre Dame going? All right, but y'all, if y'all hit that like button, that would be fantastic. As y'all are joining in, if y'all hit that like button, that would be great. Charlotte says, nope, it should have been LSU instead. All right. Kyra says, salute to Jackie Young. That's all I have to say about Notre Dame. Okay. All right. Repeat Tour, aka Michael, thank you so much for the super chat, says, here's why I think USC edges Notre Dame. Gottlieb has proven she can cobble a team of transfers together. Ivy hasn't just yet. Well, fair. Okay. Fair. Okay. I can't totally argue with that in terms of the fact that Notre Dame just doesn't get as many transfers as USC and others. So I guess now's the time for them to prove it. But yeah, USC has proven that they can do it, and they can make it extremely far on the back of primarily one person. And now she's getting a lot of help. So I think they should be very, very fun. But yeah, we're going to talk about USC in just a sec. Disfan9212, thank you so much for the super chat, says, I would like to see Notre Dame back in their prime where they were when Enrique was playing and Muffet McGraw was on the sidelines. Y'all, Muffet McGraw is one of the best coaches ever in the game of women's college basketball. She was phenomenal. And yeah, I mean, she's still basically at every game, at a lot of games, I should say. But y'all, Niele Ivey is a really good coach as well. I think she is. I think she's building something at Notre Dame. She's building a different culture for Notre Dame, and I think they're going to be a really fun team. I really do. But yeah, she does have stuff to prove. She does have stuff to prove. And I think this upcoming season, I think she's gonna prove it. I think she is going to prove it. All right, continuing on, guys. All right, let's continue on and talk about USC, guys. University of Southern California. So I have them as my number 3. And the reason why is because they are just ballers. I would say Exhibit A are the people on the screen right there. The Exhibit A for why USC is going to be extremely good next year. And the fact that USC got 2 of the top transfers to go to their school, I think is huge. You know, Kiki Iraofen deciding to go down the street basically and leave Stanford and go to USC. Huge. Talia von Oelhoffen, her deciding to go to USC, again, is huge. And it's not just that, guys. It's the fact that they kind of also have this girl. Her name is Juju Watkins. I don't know if you heard of her. I don't know if you ever heard of a player named Juju Watkins. She's you know, she is a guard. She is a player who can do some things on the basketball court. I don't know if you know her, but if you don't, Where you been? I'm just saying. Where you been? Where you been? If you don't know Juju Watkins, I don't know. I don't know what's been going on with you. I don't know what's been going on with you. But y'all, Juju Watkins was absolutely flat out amazing this past season. When we talk about freshmen doing a thing, she lit California on fire. She made USC a destination. USC hasn't been a relevant team in women's basketball in forever. They haven't been. They were fantastic back in the day, you know. But recently they haven't been good. But Juju Watkins, she said, "Nah, I'm about to make USC relevant again." And what did she do? She did, guys. She is, this past season, how many points did she average? 27.1 points a game. That's a lot. 27.1 points a game, 7.3 rebounds a game, 2.3 steals a game. Yeah. That's Juju Watkins. That is Juju Watkins. And y'all better recognize. Y'all better recognize, y'all. She had 51 points this season in a game against Stanford. Against Stanford, guys. Juju Watkins is fantastic. You pair Juju Watkins with Talia von Oelhoffen, who is a player who can play the point. She can be a three guard if she needs to be. And she's a player who can rove around and just be beneficial to her squad. You also bring in a fantastic post player in Kiki Erafen, who, in my opinion, hands down was the number one transfer in the portal this year. She, at times, she carried Stanford, and I think she really is a player who is going to be in the running for some huge awards next season, because Kiki Erafen is phenomenal. And absolutely, there was some really good talent at Stanford. And she knows how to play with big names, right? And I think she's going to fit in very, very well for USC next season. And I think they're going to be a fun team. I do. I really do. Now, guys, it's not just that. So those are the transfers that came in, right? I talked about Juju a little bit. But, guys, they also have a lot of freshmen coming in the door. A lot of freshmen coming in the door. You have Kennedy Smith, Kaylee Heckel, Avery Howell, and I think there's another freshman coming in as well. Yeah, I think they're gonna be fun. I think they're gonna be a really fun team to watch. And I think y'all better watch out. They have the number one class coming in the country. Number one class. This is a team that is very young, very, very young. And honestly, that's partially why I have Notre Dame above USC. Because USC is bringing in some top talent. Absolutely bringing in some top talent. But they're on the youngish side, and I think they're going to be great. But that's why I have them as number 3. They're a fantastic squad, but they're young. I mean, look, like they're going to be led by next season going to be a sophomore. And Juju Watkins, I mean, she led the team as a freshman, so she could do it. But they are bringing in quite a few incoming freshmen, and they're going to have a good time. Also, guys, the fact that USC is going to be in the Big Ten, that's going to be a thing. Travel, for sure, is going to be a pretty huge thing going forward. So I think that's just something that we have to just sort of keep in mind for for USC. Is it a chance where we could see travel becoming a thing for this squad? I don't know. I think that should be pretty interesting. All right. Let's continue to move on. Michaela says, I disagree. Nowadays, being young is more of an X factor in the game. I mean, I think it's going to. I think it's going to be an X factor for them, but I also think that it's going to be a challenge at times for them. Now, again, like this top 5 list is not who I think is going to make who's going to win not the WNBA, who's going to win the championship next year. I am saying the rankings of where I think teams are going to be at the end of the season. Christopher says, y'all hyping these players teaming up with others, forgetting South Carolina for the most part, beating up on all of them except Juju and Kiki, who didn't get the chance to see them this past season. I guess, Christopher, how is anybody forgetting that? I mean, I guess. Are you saying that people can't hype up players because South Carolina beat their team? If so, I think that's odd. Yeah, South Carolina's gonna be a good team, but also, USC is gonna be really, really fun to watch next season. Notre Dame is gonna be very, very fun to watch next season, and they coming for South Carolina. Okay, they coming for South Carolina. I'm just saying. Charlotte says, and the Gamecocks would have still embarrassed USC. I mean, this past season? I mean, probably, but this USC team is not gonna be the same team. So, we gonna see next season when if South Carolina plays USC. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it is going to be very, very fun. Jason says, did not work out at all for Haley Van Lith at LSU. Grass is not always greener. Yeah, but the thing is, Haley Van Lith going to LSU was a special case. And the reason why I say it was a special case is because she was coming to LSU to be a point guard, a position that she had never played in college. That is very different than Kiki Ira-Afen going to USC, basically playing the same position she's always played. That's different than Talia Von Oelhoffen going to USC, playing either going to be playing the point guard position or playing the small forward position, 2 positions that she feels very comfortable with. To me, I don't think you can compare what Haley Van Lith did at LSU to this situation at USC. All right, I don't think it's the same thing. I don't think it's the same thing. I think it's very different. Haley Van Lith tried to play a completely different position. In my opinion, the hardest position on the court. So I don't think that's the same. I don't. All right. Miss C says, why do South Carolina fans have so much hate for everyone else, saying they would have embarrassed SoCal is just dumb and unnecessary childish statement. I think fans in general, I mean that's what some fans do. I mean, you know, I don't know. I do think in general, like super fans of teams, they, you know, talk a lot of smack about everybody else. You know, that's the name of fandom. Christopher says, Quita, some are trying to make it seem like they are going to be 10 times better because of who they are playing with now is all. I guess I kind of get what you're saying, but the thing is, no one's gonna be 10 times better. I mean, guys, Southern California. Yeah, do y'all remember how far they made it this past season? Southern California was very good this past season, with basically just Juju. And this is no disrespect for the other players on the squad, but like the primary player, the player that everybody focused on for USC was Juju Watkins. And I mean, guys, like this team was amazing. USC was fantastic this past season with primarily USC. I mean, with primarily Juju Watkins. They could have made it to the Final Four, but they lost. They lost in the Elite Eight. They lost in the Elite Eight to Yukon. Barely lost. They only lost by 3 points in that game. It was 80-73. And like I think that was one. That was actually a really fantastic game. By the way, if y'all want something to watch, I would recommend y'all just rewatch that. I think that was pretty fun. But yeah, they barely they didn't lose by much. So I'm just saying they were very good this past season. Yes, they didn't win it all, but they were a very good team. They were a very, very good team. Let's see. Repeat tour, aka Michael. Man, Michael's killing it with these super chats. Thank you so much, Michael. Michael says, here is my note to other and especially new South Carolina fans. Shut up, be humble, be proud. Folks are having to build rosters to play us. Chill out, and Don we trust. Y'all making the rest of us OG fans look bad. Y'all. Michael has spoken. Michael has spoken, y'all. So South Carolina fans, y'all better listen to Michael. Listen to Michael. And I think you know, yeah. If I was a South Carolina fan, I would consider it a badge of honor. The fact that you have USC building the roster that they're building. The fact that you have Notre Dame building the roster that they're building. They're not building it for fun. They're building it to beat South Carolina. That's what they're building it for. You know, what Yukon is building. These teams are building stuff to beat South Carolina. You know, in the WNBA, there's a whole thing about, you know, rosters being created to beat the Las Vegas Aces. That's South Carolina in women's college basketball. They are the top dogs, and everyone's trying to get them. And to me, I feel like that should be a badge of honor. To have teams building stuff just to beat you. Dave says, Michael, preach on. JB says, Michael's saying to get y'all money up with these super chats. I love it. Loving the support for Quita. I appreciate me some Michael. I appreciate all y'all, but Michael's a cool people. Okay. I met Michael in person. And we've been cool ever since. And where was it at? I forgot. Wherever the Final Four was. Met him there, and I was Cleveland. There we go, Cleveland. It was a fun time. Michael was on the channel 2 times already, talking his stuff about on Fridays. Really good conversations. Really, y'all should watch some of the previous Friday shows. Y'all can hear Michael in the flesh. But shout out to Michael. And thank y'all so much for watching the stream. If y'all could hit that like button, that would be absolutely positively fan freaking tastic. Okay. All right. Continuing on. So we talked about South Carolina. We talked about Notre Dame. We talked about USC just now. Now let's move on to Yukon. Guys, I love this photo. Like I don't know if y'all have seen this photo, but I had to pick this photo because I love it. Like, look how in sync look at how in sync Paige and AZ are. They both wearing the same Nike shoe. They both grabbing a foot in the same exact way. Like, I don't know, that I just love this photo. It's something about this photo that I really like. Okay. All right. So let's talk about Yukon. Yukon, I have at my number 4 spot. I have him as my number 4 spot because, I mean, look at this photo. Next year, you're going to have Paige Bueckers coming back again. She opted not to go to the WNBA. And she's returning back to Yukon. And you also have AZ Fudd, a player who was injured this year, didn't play as much. And she's going to be back next season. So that's going to be phenomenal to watch AZ and Paige do their thing. You also bring in Caitlin Chen. It was announced, I think last week, I believe, that Caitlin Chen, the fantastic player from Princeton, she is going to be joining Yukon, and I think now, guys, I'm gonna just say this: Caitlin Chen. I feel like I've talked about her a decent amount on this channel, but I still really don't think people truly understand how good of a player Caitlin Chen is. This past season, she averaged 15.8 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 4.9 assists a game, shooting 48% from the field. And this is not 48% for a post player. She's a guard, shooting 48% from the field, 32% from the three-point line. Caitlin Chen is a bucket. She is. She has been for Princeton. She has won them game after game after game after game. She is the reason why Princeton was top dogs in the Ivy League. That's why. Because of Caitlin Chen. Guys, if you don't know, there is a rule in the Ivy League that says players cannot go for a 5th season for college sports. And so after a player graduates, they have to leave. So that is something that has affected Princeton, because if that rule wasn't in place, maybe Caitlin does stay in college. I mean, well, maybe she does stay at Princeton. But because of that rule, she couldn't stay at Princeton, so she had to go somewhere. And she decided to go to Yukon. And guys, the rich get richer, guys. The rich get richer because Caitlin Chen is really, really good, and she is going to Yukon, and Yukon was good this year, guys. Remember, Yukon made it all the way to the Final Four this year. All the way to the Final Four when they had injury after injury after injury after injury. They had a lot of injuries this past season. And they still make it all the way to the Final Four. I think that just shows the grit this team has. I think it shows the hustle that this team has. And I think people better watch out. I think people better watch out next season because UConn's coming. UConn is coming, and you thought they were good last year. Look at who they bringing in. Look at who they're bringing in that are going to be healthy next season. Jana El Alfi. She didn't play at all this past season. She got injured over the summer before the season even started. AZ Fudd. Others. I think they're gonna be a really fun team. Yes, absolutely. You do lose Nika Mule, but Caitlin Chen's there. I think she'll slot into that role and she'll be fine. You also have one of the best prospects coming into the country. Actually, I think she is number one right now. I think it was Joyce Edwards for a hot second. Or not a hot second, but it was Joyce Edwards. Now it is Sarah Strong, the number one prospect coming into women's college basketball. And Sarah Strong is really good. I really didn't think she was going to pick UConn. There was a somewhat of a sentiment that she was going to pick UConn. And then she waited and waited and waited and waited. And then we're like, okay, well, where is she going to go? Is she going to go to UConn? She's going to UConn, guys. So yeah, this team is really good. And Sarah Strong, for you guys who don't know, she's 6'2". She's a forward. And she can do just about everything. She can shoot 3-pointers. She can, take it off the bounce. She is also a fantastic passer. Something that I think is pretty underrated in her game. And that's going to be pretty fun. But yeah, that's what you got. That's what you got coming in for UConn next year. You have players who are going to be healthy next season. I think you better watch out because UConn is going to be really good next year. They're going to be very good next year. So yeah. Repeat Tour, a.k.a. Michael, says, Sarah Strong is awful on the inside. Facts. She has mid and 3-point game. Yeah. She could take it off the bounce, get a jumper. She can also hit you with that splash from the 3-point line. I think her game is not going to be a inside specific game. And I don't think it needs to be. I don't think it needs to be. I think her game is going to be slightly out of the paint and further back. And she's not like the tallest person in the world. So I don't think she really needs to really play in the paint like that. So that's my thought. She's 6'2". So she could just be, a more of a 3-and-D type of player, a mid-range assassin type of player. Yeah. All right, all right. David says, I was pleasantly surprised when Yukon made that run in March Madness. I mean, yeah, Yukon's good. They were very good this past season. Basically playing with a 6-man roster. They were very good. All right, so I talked about my first 4 picks. Now on to the 5th. I am saying Texas. Now, guys, I know. Not that many people are saying Texas. I know that people are sleeping on Texas, but guys, I do have Texas as my number 5. Yes, I have them as my number 5 over UCLA. Yes, I do. And the reason why is because, again, Exhibit A is the people on the screen right there. You have Rory Harmon, a player who was balling at the beginning of the season. She got hurt, missed the rest of the season. Rory Harmon was a player who ended up doing her thing at the point guard position, a position that, yeah, she's played before, but she wasn't expected to be the point guard for Texas this season. And I think those two back together in their designated positions, right? I think it's going to be fun to watch. I really do. I am very much excited to see Rory Harmon and Madison Booker playing together. I think they're going to be fun. I do. But it's not just that. You also bring in some pretty good transfers. You know, Shea Holly. I think she's gonna be pretty fun this season. You know, she was on the team last year, of course. Last season, you know, she largely, for the most part, was a starter for Texas. And you know, she was able to bring in some good points, you know, here and there. I think she's going to probably average more points next season. I believe this season she was shooting around 7 points a game. Next season, I think that's going to go up. And the reason why I think it's going to go up is because I think there's going to be overall more weapons for Texas from a guard perspective. Because you also bring in Layla Pahia from Michigan. She's going to Texas, y'all. I don't know if y'all know this, but she's going to Texas. And she's going to be good. Layla, she played for Michigan. And this past season, she averaged 16.8 points a game, 3.6 rebounds a game, 2 assists a game, and she shot 42% from the field. I think she's going to be a fun player for Texas next year. I'm interested to see exactly where she slots in. Like, is it Rory at the 1, Layla at the 2, Madison Booker at the 3? Possibly. Like, I think that's a possible lineup. Now, guys, a huge thing that I do need to talk about and discuss about Texas is the fact that they've lost some height. They lost some for sure height in the transfer portal. You know, some of their post players did enter the transfer portal. They are gone next season. But you know, I do think that bringing in a player like Kayla O, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She's from Miami. She is 6'6". I think that's a huge get for this team. A team that lost Gaston from the squad. She did enter the transfer portal, though. I don't think she At least I don't remember her committing to a school just yet, Gaston. But she did enter the transfer portal. I gotta check that out to see if she committed somewhere. But yeah, you do have Kayla coming in from Miami. She brings a lot of height. You also keep Aaliyah Moore, I really, really enjoyed watching Aaliyah Moore play this past season. In terms of points, she averaged 11.3 points a game. She also had 6.1 rebounds a game and shot 52% from the field. But at times I was like, man, Aaliyah Moore was killing. I think she's gonna have a bigger role this season, this upcoming season for Texas, and I think she's gonna be a really fun player to watch. So yes, Texas does get better at the guard spots, and then for the post positions, yes, they do lose some talent at the post position, but they do bring in a pretty tall girl who can kind of bring some height to the team. But ultimately, this is not going to be a post team. I don't think it is. I think this is going to be a guard specific team, and you have one of the best coaches in the game. Vic Schaefer is the head coach for Texas. He is phenomenal, and he's raring to go. Guys. And also, a thing to note, guys, is that Texas is also moving conferences. They're going to be in the SEC. So, familiar territory for Mr. Vic Schaefer. But yeah, I really like Vic Schaefer. I really like him. He seems to be a great guy and a fantastic coach. Jeremy says, I have Texas over Notre Dame. Really? Rory Harmon is coming back. Madison Booker is taking a leap. Aaliyah Moore back for another season. Texas is going to be in the SEC with South Carolina and LSU. That's going to be tough. That is going to be tough. I don't have them better than Notre Dame, but I think that could be pretty interesting, for sure. All right, guys. So that is my commentary about my top 5 for my way too early predictions for the NCAA for next season. So yeah, I did just want to just briefly talk about that because I thought there's been so much WNBA specific content on this channel, which I love, which I absolutely love talking about the WNBA. But I wanted to give y'all college fans something to sort of noodle on while we wait for the season to start. All right, just something to noodle on. So hopefully you all enjoyed that segment about my way too early predictions. Am I wrong? Could I be wrong on some of these? Yeah, I could be. But this is my opinions of what's happening at this exact moment. Okay. So it's possible that things can shift up, things can change. We don't quite know. But one thing I do know is that you all can do me a huge favor by hitting that like button. That would be absolutely fantastic and really, really, really does help the channel, help more people find the channel. Guys, we are about to move on. We are about to move on to our new topic, which is going to be Kate Martin and what people have been saying about Kate Martin and what I have to say to folks about Kate Martin and the Las Vegas Aces. So guys, we're going to transition into that. But I do want to just see if there's any more commentary about women's college basketball. Let's see. Jeremy says these are literally the 5 best teams right now. Let's see. I don't has Barker committed? I don't think she has. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything from her. No. CSC says, what do you think about Louisville? Will they be a top team again? I don't know. I mean, they'll be good. Because Jeff Walls is the coach. So they'll be good. They're top 15, in my opinion. Top 15. Do I think they're better than top 15? I put them as 10 to 15. To the 10 to 15 range, I would say. All right. So let's move over. Let's move over to talk about Kate Martin. Kate Martin and the Las Vegas Aces. And guys, all right, so that's what we're gonna move into. We're gonna talk about Kate Martin, the Las Vegas Aces, and why and the reason why I actually want to talk about this, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but the other day when the Las Vegas Aces made the various cuts that they made, I started to see a bunch. Started to see YouTube videos, started to see lots of social media posts. I started to see like a lot of stuff of people like, Kate Martin made the team. Yay. Yay, she made the team. And I was like, what? The final roster is not over yet. Like, teams are still cutting players. Just because all these other players got cut and she's still there does not mean necessarily that she is going to make the squad. So I did just want to do this segment just to talk about that real quick, just to sort of set the record straight that, guys, don't count your eggs before they hatch, guys. Don't go off and celebrate and like say, oh, great, Kate Martin has made the roster and all this other stuff when she hasn't yet. Okay. And guys, I do want to get into this because I want to share my screen and just sort of walk you through some of the stuff that I think is pretty important to know about how the WNBA works and when we will know the status of Kate Martin making the roster. Okay. So I just thought it was pretty important to sort of talk about because I know there's a lot of new folks to the WNBA, and I just want to use this as a sort of like as a informational session. Okay, I want to do that as an informational session. So yeah, we gonna get into it. Let me share my screen real quick. Let me share my screen. All right. That's not the graphic I want to show. Okay. All right. So first we're going to talk about some key dates that is very, very important. So I don't know if y'all have taken a look at this key dates list for the WNBA, but I do want to zoom in on an important date for you all. So this is the date that we will know if Kate Martin actually made the roster. Okay, May 13th. May 13th is the date where teams have to have their final roster cut down. All right. I think there's a lot of people who got really excited, but remember, guys, that's the final date. That's when we'll know who is on the roster. That's when we'll know. And this is for every team. Every team. Just because a team has gotten down to 12 spots already does not mean that they don't have more cuts to make, that they want to make. That doesn't mean that they may not bring someone else in, right? So that's something to note, guys. Important to note. Right now, we are May the 8th. There's still some time left until May the 13th for when we will have the final roster for the Las Vegas Aces. So Exhibit A for why it is too early to say that Kate Martin has made the roster. The reason why is because it's not May 13th yet, guys. And if you're new to the WNBA, you may not know, but there are some times where teams are waiting to see who is going to get waived from another team and then to pick them up before the season starts and add them to the squad. That's happened before. Teams have done that before. So the idea that just because a squad has the necessary 12 players, it doesn't mean that they won't add more players down the line. So that's just something to know. But just sort of level set to why people have sort of celebrated the fact that she made the roster is because of this. So on Monday, the Las Vegas Aces waived. Hopefully you all can see this. On Monday, the Las Vegas Aces waived Kamaria McDaniel. They also waived Bria Hartley. They did pick up Emma Cannon. Emma Cannon was waived, but they did pick her up. Yeah. And then the following day, the Las Vegas Aces waived Angel Jackson. And people, I saw, and I don't know exactly how my feed all on social media is very, it feels like it's very Iowa centric, because it felt like almost every post was about her making the squad. Kate Martin making the squad especially after it was announced that Angel Jackson was waived from the squad. Everybody was like, "Oh, she made it! She made it! She made it!" Because the Las Vegas Aces got to 12 players, and if you all want to see the roster, let's look at it right now. So here's the roster. Here's the current roster for the Las Vegas Aces. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They have 12 players on the squad. So fantastic. I believe they are the only team right now that currently have 12 players on their roster. So technically they are good because they needed 12. The max is 12. And they can have a minimum of 11. And the Las Vegas Aces is a team that has played with 11 players before. So guys, I would say this, for if you are new to the WNBA and you're like, "Oh, great, they are at 12. That means they're going to keep everybody on the team." That is not the case, guys. It's not the case. Right now, they have Deasia Fair still on the squad. They have Kate Martin still on the squad. Those are the 2 rookies left on the team, and their salary is low enough that I believe both of them can make the roster, and everything will be fine. But the Las Vegas Aces can still decide if they want to. They still could decide to cut somebody if they really wanted to. They can still decide to cut someone. Will they? I don't know. Again, guys, the May the 13th. That's the key date. Again, guys, let's go back. Let's go back to the key dates right here. May the 13th. That's the day that we'll know. But as of right now, they do have 12 spots. So absolutely, right now, both De'Asia Fair and Kate Martin are on the squad. But in the WNBA, there's nothing guaranteed. It isn't. There's nothing guaranteed. And I would say this, guys. This is not me saying that I don't want Kate Martin to make the team. I hope she does. I really like Kate Martin. I think she's a fantastic player. I really, really like De'Asia Fair. I think she's fantastic. I hope both De'Asia Fair and Kate Martin make the team, especially as rookies. That's a huge deal. Huge deal. But the thing that everybody has to remember is in the WNBA, anything can happen. We could see both of these players make the final cut on May the 13th. We could see both of those players get cut and the Las Vegas Aces get somebody else in to replace them before the 13th. That is all possible. That is all possible. I hope it doesn't happen, but it's possible. That's one thing for sure. And yeah, so I just wanted to just say that, because I'm just seeing a lot of stuff and I'm just like, guys, it's not official yet. Like, I don't know. Like sometimes I feel like there's a lot of like, people who just want to be excited. And that's fantastic. Be excited. It's great. But I also think that as like part of my role, I would say, is to make sure everyone has a level set of understanding of what's going on. Okay. I want to make sure everybody understands like how stuff works in the WNBA. And just because a team got to 12 players does not mean all 12 of those players are going to make the roster. Doesn't mean that. We're not at May the 13th yet. We're not. And guys, Amanda put it very succinctly. Yes, anyone can get got. And in this case, anyone can get waived. All right. Okay, guys, let's continue on. I just want to finish off talking about one more thing. There was another thing that came out for Kate Martin, and it was a glowing compliment from Kelsey Plum. Like I saw that and I was like, oh, that's fire. That's a huge compliment. So Kelsey Plum was asked about Kate Martin, and she said, Kate Martin is awesome. Kate Martin picks up things so quickly. She's an amazing sponge. I think Becky named her Money Martin, and that's going to stick. She says, when I say money, it's not just about scoring and stuff. She's in the right place at the right time. She just makes people better, and that's what Becky values. That's what our coaching staff values, and that's why she's going to be a great asset for our team. Now, that is a fantastic quote that a vet can tell about a rookie. And when I saw that, I was like, oh man, that's pretty impressive. That's fantastic. But that does not mean Kate Martin made the roster. I saw people using that as like a reason why she has made the roster. She has not made the roster yet. The roster will be finalized on May the 13th. That's the reason why why some of the players on that team love her right now. So absolutely. Do I think she's likely going to make the roster? Yeah, I think so. I think she likely will. But again, guys, it's not final until May the 13th. So keep that in mind. It's looking good that she's going to make the roster, but it's not official yet. But yeah, a lot of people were using that quote as like, she has made it. Kelsey Plum has spoken. But guys, Kelsey Plum is not the GM. Kelsey Plum is great. Absolutely. She is one of the best players in the WNBA. She's awesome. But guys, she's not the person who makes the final decision. I'm just saying she's not the player who makes the final decision. Natalie Williams, the GM, and Becky Hammond, the head coach. They're the ones who will make the decision. Let's see. Michael says, thank you for the super chat, Michael. Michael says, money is right. Aces hope to cash in on Iowa fans. Now, I think that would be a smart move of the Las Vegas Aces. That would be a very, very smart move. And I'm not saying that Kate making the team is a pity thing just for fans like that. I don't think that's the case. I think Kate Martin is going to earn a spot on the roster via her own effort. But the fact that Iowa fans bring a lot of eyeballs and bring a lot of extra dollars from a business standpoint, I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense to have her on the roster. I think it makes a lot of sense. Charlotte says Becky gave her a nickname. It's over. Not necessarily. I'm just saying, guys. Not necessarily. I have seen players. I have seen coaches talk up a player, and they get cut the next day. You know, that's the name of the game sometimes. I'm not saying that's the case this time. I'm saying it is not official. And for people to be claiming that it's official, it's not. So that's all. That's the purpose of this. That's the purpose of this talk. That is the purpose of this talk is to tell people it is not official yet, guys. So is she going to make the roster? I think it's very likely. I think it's a 90% chance she makes the roster. I think it's a 90% chance she makes it. I hope she makes it. Is it official yet? No. So that's the purpose of this segment. It is very smart marketing. It is, in my opinion, I think that would be very smart marketing. Yeah. All right. So that was my little chat real quick about Kate Martin. Yes, DD, I agree. Suspense will be over on May 13th. Yes, I completely agree. I completely agree. Now, guys, we're gonna do a quick. We're gonna move into talking about charter flights. Actually, what should we talk about first? Charter flights or Candace Parker? Let me know which one y'all want to talk about first, Candace Parker or charter flights. But yeah. April says, so is it possible that Angel can get cut from Chicago? It's possible. Yeah. Is it likely? No. Not at all. Not at all. But anything is possible. But no, no. That's not gonna happen. Francine says, I'll take those chances. All right, so while you all vote on what you all want to talk about next, whether it's Candace Parker or flights, I do want to share the fact that I have finally received my my jersey. Now, guys, look at that. Look at that jersey, y'all. Skytown. And on the back, who is it? none other than Miss Angel Reese. All right, guys. My jersey just came in. I was hoping this jersey would have been here yesterday so I could have wore it to the game. But y'all, it's here. It's here, and I am excited about it. Mama's jersey has not gotten here yet. She has the Camila Cardozo jersey. She hasn't gotten it yet, but mine is here. Someone said the 5 looks like an S. It does kind of. Yeah, it does. It does. It does kind of look like an S. Yeah. But yeah, this is the Sky's new. This is our new. I believe they're calling it a Rebel jersey. It's our new Rebel jersey for 2024. All right. So y'all gonna see me. Y'all gonna see me rocking this. Y'all gonna see me. Y'all gonna see me if y'all going to Sky Games. Y'all gonna see me rocking this jersey. All right. So let me put it back. All right. Eli, no, I don't think she will. No. I don't think she will. Amanda says, Mama has bad luck with jerseys and injuries, doesn't she? She does. Oh my goodness, Amanda. I'm gonna tell her you said that. Cause she does. Because we got her the Rebecca Gardner jersey. The first game, the first regular season home game last year. We got her the Rebecca Gardner jersey, and that's in that game. Rebecca Gardner got hurt and was out for the entire year. And now we order a Camila Cardozo jersey. And what does Camila Cardozo do? Get hurt. So I don't know. I gotta tell her. I gotta call her after the stream and tell her that. Yeah, I think that's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. Kyra says that Storm merch is fire. It is really fire. It is. Yeah. Dee says, don't buy Angel's jersey. I already bought Angel's jersey. I don't have the bad luck. It's my mama who had the bad luck. I bought Dana Evans' jersey last year. Opening night. And Dana Evans was perfectly healthy. She was perfectly healthy. So yeah, got Angel Reese's, and we're gonna call it now. Angel Reese is gonna have a healthy season. We're gonna call it now, okay? We are going to call it now. All right, so it looks like it looks like a lot of people are saying Candace. So let's transition real quick. And we're gonna talk about Miss Candace Parker. Cause Candace making money moves. She is making money moves. That is for sure. So I do want to talk about that. All right, just give me 1 second, guys. Just transitioning stuff. All right, guys, you can call her El Presidente. Candace Parker has been announced as the president of Adidas women's basketball. Now, guys, this is pretty huge news for Candace Parker. Candace Parker just retired. And in her retirement, she sort of left a message that said she's still making moves. And Candace Parker is still making moves. She has been with Adidas her entire professional career. She signed with them early, and she's been an Adidas athlete, and 16 years in the WNBA. She retires, and what happens? I mean, she's making moves. She's making business moves, and she is now the president. Again, she is the president of Adidas women's basketball. This is an announcement that was just made today, Wednesday. And if you don't know, Candace Parker has been with Adidas, again, I already said, for a very long time. And she actually was the first woman ever to have a signature shoe with Adidas. The shoe was called the Ace Commander. I talked about the shoe previously in a live stream. The stream that I talked about the shoes in, so go back and watch that if you like. But she was the first woman to ever have a signature shoe for Adidas, and now she's going to be president. So I do want to share a quote from her because I think this quote of what specifically she's going to be doing, I think it's pretty awesome. So it says Adidas global basketball GM Eric Wise said, in her new role as president, Candace Parker will collaborate with the brand to create a powerful platform aimed at influencing and elevating the future of women's sports. The WNBA legend will leverage her deep understanding of the game and the needs of female athletes to define a clear and impactful direction with a focus on access, increased representation, and breaking down barriers on a global scale. So that's what she's going to be doing in her new role. And Candace Parker wants to be that head honcho. She did an interview with Fast Company, and she said that I really don't want to be in meetings. I want to be a part of making decisions. She talked about not wanting to be a mascot for Adidas, and specifically telling them that. And I mean, that's Candace Parker right there, man. That is freaking Candace Parker. She's making money moves left and right. And guys, I do want to actually show the article because I think this article is absolutely fantastic. So I do want to show that for y'all. Give me 1 second. Where is... Here we go. So this is an article by Fast Company. Highly recommend y'all read this article. It just got published today. And yeah, again, she is the president of Adidas women's basketball. Now, I do just want to point out a couple of quotes. She says, actually, I don't know if you all can totally see this. So let me do this in this mode. I think it may be easier to see, I think. All right, so Candace said the brand, meaning Adidas, and her have grown together, and we've done some amazing things. I'm excited about what the future holds on this side of things because I am so passionate about growing the game of basketball. And guys, a thing to note that Fast Company actually says in their article, yeah, they're right. They said the stakes are high because it is, what she is trying to do at Adidas is trying to put Adidas on the map, specifically when it comes to women's basketball. And that's hard to do because when it comes to women's basketball, it's dominated by Nike. Nike dominates everything, right? And that's gonna be pretty interesting. Can she do it? There are of course several Adidas athletes in the WNBA, but Candace, but like some of the like the biggest brand still is Nike still. So that's something to know. That is something to know. Yeah. And here we go. I really like this one right here. It says, the article says, Candace says she's particularly bullish about Adidas' lifestyle business, which she thinks will be boosted by heightened attention to WNBA players, game day fits, and fashion choices, which she's absolutely right about that. And yeah, I think that's smart because it's not just about the shoes. It's about the whole of the style. And if Adidas can tap into that, because y'all, we all watch the game day fits for the WNBA. We even see the media day fits for the WNBA. Like we're interested in that. And it's smart for Candace to recognize that and to do something about it. Right? That's a really cool photo of her. There was another quote. There's another thing in here that I thought was really awesome. Where is it? Here we go. This is her final quote. Yeah. Candace says that the industry, meaning the sports industry, is at a tipping point and argues that brands need to take a leap. She says it takes money to make money, which is crazy because we're talking about this. She said adding that companies seem to finally see the potential of women's sports, which is crazy because we're talking about this years and years and years ago. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think Candace is in a right spot. I think she's going to be, she's going to do well at Adidas. And I just think it's fabulous. Like shout out to Candace Parker. Congratulations. We're gonna see what she's able to do at Adidas because again, she said she does not want to be a mascot. She wants to be in the room. She wants to be making decisions as days are going on, and the focus that she wants to sort of focus on, like in terms of like fashion and sort of lifestyle, and using that as a way to grow Adidas for women's basketball, I think it's smart. And the fact that Adidas is saying, like, you know what, Candace Parker, here you go. We are going to get you in the door here because we see what you have done for Adidas in terms of making Adidas more relevant for women's basketball, and we want to see what you could do in a leadership position here, where you're able to control things, where you're able to say, do this. And the fact that you have Candace Parker, a player who has been at the top of her game in the WNBA, a player who knows how WNBA players think, knows what it takes to get there. She can help speak into some of the decisions that Adidas makes in terms of NIL deals for women's basketball players, in terms of once you get the NIL deals for college players, what do you do from there? You know, even deciding who's going to be the next signature shoe for Adidas. Like, that's the thing. Like, yes, Candace Parker is the poster child for women's basketball for Adidas, but who's next? You know, I think, you know, having her speak into that, I think it's smart. And we likely will see another announcement about a signature shoe in the next year, I would say, for Adidas. Because Candace Parker she's gonna decide that. She's gonna make that decision. So shout out to Candace Parker. I think it's fabulous that she has gotten this new position, because being the president of anything related to a company is pretty big. Of course, yes, it's just one division of Adidas, but still, I think it's pretty awesome. Let's see what comments y'all have. Charlotte says, definitely Chi-Town will retire her jersey, being that she is an Illinois native. Yeah. We better retire her jersey. We better. We better retire her jersey. But first, she needs her jersey retired in Los Angeles first, then Chicago. Yeah, Aaliyah Boston is a Adidas athlete. Who knows? Maybe we'll hear news about a signature shoe for Adidas, Aaliyah Boston. That's for sure possible. Oh, guys, that is my bedtime. So actually, how about this? We are going to because I actually have to go in the office tomorrow. So I guess I spent way longer talking about these topics than I expected. So I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to table the charter flights conversation for tomorrow. And yeah, so we're going to have to table charter flights for tomorrow. I will do another live tomorrow. So I hope to talk to you all then. Tomorrow I think we'll probably break down a couple more teams for training camp, because training camp is almost over, guys, and I haven't finished all my sort of walkthroughs of the various teams. So I will get on that, guys. But hope you all have a fantastic day or fantastic night. Get some sleep. Sorry we couldn't get to the charter flights. I have to figure out a better way to time the conversation so we can kind of get through everything that I intended for us to get to. But guys, if you all get that like button, that'd be fantastic. Also, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my new channel, please do so. That would be really, really great. I have a new channel called Talking Sky with Quita. Please subscribe to that if you enjoy Sky related content. I just put the link in the chat. Now, the reason why some people were probably was asking, why didn't you name it Quita Loves Sky? The reason why is because when you type in Quita Loves, it immediately takes you to this channel. And I don't want to confuse people. Like, if they're trying to find the Sky channel, I needed to call it something very different so that way people can actually find it. So that's why it's called something different. But yeah, if y'all can follow me there, that would be absolutely great. I'm gonna start posting a lot of Sky related content there. So tomorrow, the goal is for me to wake up very, very early to make a video about Media Day, which was actually today for the Chicago Sky. So hopefully I will have that video out on my new channel, Talking Sky with Quita, tomorrow morning. Okay. So that is my goal. I'm going to go to sleep right now and hopefully wake up very, very early so I can make that video, and that would be put on the new channel. That will not be put here. So future Sky content is going to be on that other channel. All right. So if you're interested in that, please go over there and and subscribe. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Hit that like button on y'all way out. If y'all have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, guys. We are on our way to 20,000 subscribers on this channel. And guys, I just want you all to know, if some of y'all are worried, like, oh no, she started a new channel, does that mean she's gonna stop posting on this channel? That is not what this means. The same amount of content that y'all have gotten used to seeing from me, which at this point is close to 30 videos a month. That's like my current cadence is 30 videos a month. And that I'll keep doing that. I will keep doing that. So don't worry about it. This channel is going to continue to do its thing. And keep up with the awesome content that you all appreciate. So yeah, don't worry about that. Nothing's happening with this channel. It's just that the fan version of Quita is going to be on the other channel. Because the fan version of Quita is specifically for the Chicago Sky, and I want this channel to be a lot more like commentary based and like specific and not sort of emotional, which sometimes the Sky stuff can get. But anyway, guys, my alarm went off a while ago and I'm still talking. So I will see you all next time. Again, appreciate y'all so much. Have a great night. Get a good night's sleep. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.